What's going on, peeps? My name is Simon. You're watching Soundwave TV, transforming your video experience. The year is about to wrap up, so I'm just going through the list and thinking, who took a loss? Who took the biggest L in 2015? And just going through the notes, I gotta start off with number 10. The Seattle Seahawks. They were on my winners list from last year. They're on the losers list this year because they could have won the Super Bowl, but they were on the 2-yard line about to score the winning touchdown, but they had the bright idea that we're going to throw the ball despite having the best running back in the game. You're on the 2-yard line. Run that thing in and call it a day. Is a classic example of outsmarting yourself. The Seahawks were thinking, they're expecting us to run, so we're going to pass and outsmart them, and they ended up throwing an interception, and the Patriots won the game. Number 9, Greek's drama. The SAE chapter out in Oklahoma. They said they didn't want no niggers in SAE. Well, guess what? There ain't going to be nobody in SAE. Not at least in that chapter. Your whole chapter got shut down. The whole thing went viral. And it's just stupid. Because why, if you want to think like that, why put it out on the internet? You shot your own self in the foot. And everybody exposed you for what you are. You're putting your other fraternity brothers, your other fraternity chapters in a bad light because you decided to want to be jerks. Oh, yes, the Sorority Sisters show. The poor girls, they tried to get some reality coins, and they ended up getting kicked out of their sorority forever. Forever, ever. And the thing about it is, the ratings were actually high. It was higher. It was 1 million per episode for the 10 episodes they had aired. Normally, they only have 600,000 people watching per episode during that 9 o'clock block on VH1. But VH1 played chicken with the NPHC, and they ended up blinking. It's like, the funny thing about the Greeks didn't like the way they were represented on the show, but it's like they weren't doing anything different than anybody else was doing. And don't let the first time you flex your ability to get a positive show on the air be when you see a show you don't like. Number 8, Kim Davis, the county clerk from Kentucky, who decided she's going to say no to the marriage licenses. It's like, gay marriage is the law of the land, like it or not. You can have your beliefs. You just can't be the county clerk and deny people their legal rights that come with marriage. Sorry, lady. And then she tried to get on, act like she was like Rosa Parks. I'm like, no, Kim. It's like, Rosa Parks fought for freedom. You're fighting to restrict people's freedom. So you need to think about that going forward. Number 7, Crazy Liars. Man, it was a wild year for Crazy Liars. You got Rachel Dolezal. She said she was black, and I don't understand how the NAACP out there in Washington fell for that. That wouldn't have flew down, my way in Georgia and Augusta or Atlanta, because the black grandmas is just too nosy. They would have pulled her card years ago. That's why she was out there in Tacoma, Washington, out there in the boonies. That's where she got away with that mess. And she could have been the coolest white chick ever. She's just going to be, the white chick that's fighting for the black people's rights. But no, she tried to lie and get money to give speech and talk about how hard it was for her growing up black. And in fact, she was white. So, yeah, crazy liar. And also Brian Williams. Brian Williams said he was in an attack zone over in the Middle East. And it turns out he was nowhere near that action. And tried to make himself a freaking superhero and ended up getting suspended for his trouble. Now, he got his job back, but I was like, if I'm running the network, you've got to go. That's a got to go situation. And I'm like, the only reason you got the job, got the sweetest job on television, because you look like Tom Brokaw, the guy that was on the nightly news before you. But you had to be a crazy liar and mess all that up. So, there you go. Number 6, Iggy Azalea. Tried to market herself as like a true flame spitter, and she could have been like the top pop rapper of all time if she could have been like Pitbull or Flo Rida, but no, she tried to go on that Nicki Eve lane, and it didn't work out for her, and her tour got canceled. So At this point, I don't even know if T.I. can realistically keep supporting her after all this. Number 5, staying in hip hop, Meek Mill. It's what happens when the trigger fingers turn into Twitter fingers. You went after Drake, you not only gave him a hit song, he might get a Grammy out of the whole thing. You try to come at Drake with disses, but the thing about it is, you're trying to battle someone when lyrics aren't really your strong suit. And then you're going to try to wait. You waited too long to come up with a response when you're the one that started the thing in the first place. And then you're going to go with an Undertaker sample that was complete weak sauce. So, but you get to go home to Nicki at the end of the day. So, hey, not a complete loss. Number 4, Hollywood took massive losses over the summer with Fantastic Four and Gem and the Holograms. I'm looking at the Fantastic Four and I'm looking like, why are they kids? You know, Doom looks like a Power Rangers villain. They did get the Thing right, though. And the Thing definitely looks more rocky and intimidating than the other two they did. But you made a space movie with astronauts getting superpowers boring. Like, how do you do that? And it's like, isn't it time to just, after 3 bad Fantastic Four movies, isn't it time to just give it back to Marvel? It's just a huge money pit just to spite Marvel. I don't know. Then you have Gem and Holograms. You did stay true to the original storyline. You didn't bring in any new stars to bring these new girls in. I'm like, you could have got Ariana Grande, all these girls on Empire and Glee. You could have got any of them to be in Gem and Holograms. But got these 4 random chicks that nobody ever heard of. And you spent $5 million to make the thing, and you didn't even make that back. You know, at least with Fantastic Four, they tried something halfway different and failed. You went completely safe, generic route. It's just like a random Disney movie. It just put Gem and the Holograms on it. You know, you spent $5 million, didn't even make that back. So, there you go. Number 3, Jared Fogle. Subway spokesman, they got busted by the feds. Child abuse, child pornography charges, and Subway got rid of him with the quickness. It made your head spin quicker than you could say Sonic and Tails. Subway was like, yeah, we don't even know dude like that. He just eat our sandwiches sometimes. This is like, we have no connection to this guy. Number 2, Bill Cosby. This is the story that will not die. He just went into jail the other day. Got $1 million bond. And I don't think anything's going to come of it. It's just that you got a new DA in the county that charged him. And I think they're just trying to flex to show their legal abilities. But I'm not sure what the situation is going to pan out for Bill Cosby. I do know that it just seems like people want to expose a hypocrite more than they want to get justice for the alleged rape victims. And I think it's going to be a real come to Jesus moment for us regarding celebrities and doing dirt. You know, we've sat here and supported OJ. We've supported Mike Tyson. We've supported Gucci Mane and a truckload of other rappers out here moving more rock than Fred Flintstone and Barney Rubble. And I don't know. It's just like, if we're gonna toss Bill Cosby to the wolves, we gotta toss a lot of other people to the wolves as well. Number 1, Cops. It's just like a repeat from last year. It was Bill Cosby and it was Cops who took the top spots in my last losers list video from last year. And here's the thing. You got the Spring Valley incident with the girl getting tossed across the room. You got the Texas incident at the pool party with the girl was just trying to relax and have a good time. People getting shot left and right. Baltimore is on fire, and it's like the Sandra Bland situation, that got no indictment. The Tamir Rice situation, that got no indictment. It's like people are dying and nobody's being held accountable for it. How many cities have to burn? And I have a healthy respect for law enforcement. I got several friends who serve on a local police forces, and I realize they got to make split decisions, and they're held to such a higher standard. But it's like, we can't keep continuing this. It's getting to the point where people don't have any trust or any respect for law enforcement, and We need law enforcement, but we need it to work with the citizens, not against the citizens. So those are the lists that I had of people who took a loss in 2015. Hopefully they can get their acts together for 2016 coming up in the new year. Don't forget to thumbs up this video and subscribe to the channel if you're so inclined. Until next time, this is Soundwave signing off. Peace.